Today marks 1312 days sharing lessons I learn and continue to learn with all of you. While hoping these lessons have inspired you, support your dreams, help achieve your goals, and empower you to become the person that you want to become. Today I speak about leaving things behind. I think that all of us understand that when we want to achieve greatness, we need something to leave behind. And I really love what John C. Maxwell says. You need to give up to go up. You need to give up to go up. So what do you need to give up? What do you need to give up to go up? And if you think that you're able to really keep everything in your backpack, in your life, and go forward, of course, it will be harder. So exactly like I love the analogy is hiking up the mountain. And you have a backpack. What do you put in that backpack? Do you put to carry everything what you have, or do you really choose the right things in your and leave other things behind? You leave other things behind because it would allow you to really go to that destination. Now, of course, if you are planning to stay on that top a little bit longer, you still need to take the right things. You can really stay there before going down. Because if you're going too light, you don't have no backpack. No, because in that backpack could be skills that's necessary. There's a lot of things that is necessary to achieve greatness. And if you're going much without any backpacks, with nothing at all, that doesn't work as well. So knowing exactly what you take in and what you give up. But today focus on just one thing. Just one thing. What to leave behind. What you leave behind when you really pursue greatness. So number one, we need to really leave behind that illusion of control. I think that sometimes we feel it's in control, but there's so many things that if we are out of control, you were never in control, you were just in resistance. I think that we resist that uncertainty, we resist that because we want to feel that, oh, I know what I'm doing, I know I'm fully in control, but we're not fully in control. We're able to massively influence results, but we are not 100% in control. So knowing that, I'm not seeking, almost is exactly the same as perfection. That perfection doesn't exist, and full control doesn't exist. It's just illusion of full control. So being able to really leave that behind and really dance in the house, I think that is very, very important. Really, when you surrender, that's a beautiful word, surrender, and really say, I will do what it takes, but I will not seek control. Number two is you need to let it go your wounded ego. And that might be that you need to let it go the masks that you were putting. I think that we are not able to really become who we're meant to be until you remove and we stop protecting that who you pretend to be. You're protecting your mask rather than growing into the person that you want to be. And I think that is, again, we sometimes do that. We sometimes protect ourselves. And that's just normal. Our ego are very gentle. And we need to really protect that. But we're not supposed to protect our ego, our wounded ego, for the sake of not pursuing our greatness. Number three is emotional baggage. And this is very simple. Like if you're carrying the past mistakes, past griefs, past anything, past even someone who did it, someone who that you did it. Doesn't matter what happened in the past. We need to learn a lesson and let it go. Learn a lesson and let it go. If you're not able to reflect, I love that when you really think about past mistakes. If you give yourself one day, like let's say 1 week, to reflect what happened on the lesson that you learned, and if you're not able to understand what the lesson, and you get too deep, let it go. Let it go for now, and allow yourself to grow. Read books, attend seminars, attend conferences, develop stuff, grow yourself. And put on a calendar that after a year, you review that the same mistake, the same embarrassment, the same thing that happened for you right now. Because what happens is that in a year you grew, your wisdom grew as well. So that means you became better, and because you became better, you're able to look into that mistake from different eyes. And because you're looking into it from different eyes, and it's less emotional, you're able to really look into all corners, all angles of that situation, and you're able to learn even more. Because it's danger that a lot of times we think about a lesson from the mistake, And because we still have that emotion attachment, sometimes we can potentially get the wrong lesson, and we can keep that lesson for the rest of our life. That's why sometimes it's very, very important what lessons did I learn in the past from mistakes. Because it might be that the lesson that you took was not the right one. And when you grow, that's why you're able to say that my past changed because I changed, because you're able to reflect. And at the same time, the emotional baggage, we need to let it go. Number 4 is your addiction to potential. That means we need to let it go. What that means, addiction to potential. That means a lot of times we want to be in a better position that we are right now. We are saying that I will love to be this one, so I will allocate my actions. I will align my actions with my potential. But that doesn't work. You will not become your potential until you align your actions with current you. So if you're in a skill you are like 1 or 2, but you are aligning with those actions with 7 or 8 or 9, that means it will not get results, or results will be super, super slow. But now if you say that, okay, I'm beginner, I'm number 1 or number 2. So what kind of actions could we take to really learn the fundamentals? Learn the beginner things, and you move so fast. 3, 4, 5, 6. At that moment, you're really able to really make things happen. That means that we need to really let it go. Let it go, that potential, and say like, who am I right now? And what kind of actions could they take to become that potential as soon as possible? Rather than aligning actions with your potential, align your actions who you are right now to become that potential. That is very, very important. And again, it's not who you could be, it's what you do right now that matters. Number 5, you need to let go the myth of balance. There's never balance. I think that the most important part that I really love the difference is that people want balance, but what we are in seasons. And sometimes we have rest season, sometimes we have reflection season, sometimes we have execution season. And when we in execution season, people are supposed to say that you're crazy sometimes because you allocate so much time to something that you care about so deep. There's no balance in that. There's a season. There's when you're obsessed, when you really want to make happen, when you are pursuing greatness. We need to be not to be afraid to be in balance for a season of life, just to make sure that we're able to get the things that we want. Because in balance leads to balance. And I think balance is found in seasons. And that's what I think that we need to let it go, to really feel that we are always balanced. And there will never be that. But most important, but that in our overall cycle, we need to be okay to really work in cycles, and that cycle is supposed to be balanced in a one way. Number 6, resentment to the process. I think that's really, really let it go. Let go of this resentment to the process. That means that we need to really work, say that I love the process. I love the process. I love the ability to really work because the joy is in the journey. A lot of times people think about that destination is the joy, but joy is climbing the mountain is the most joyful thing, and of course, looking from the mountain is again one of the most joyful things. But the longer the life is journey, destination is just a moment. So, what is more important to really to enjoy? Of course, the long life, the long journey, rather than the moment. So we need to learn how to really have a joy and play games with the journey, play games with the process, create creative milestones, small mini milestones that could really appreciate the growth, appreciate the changes. Because again, you are the sculptor of yourself. And I think we need to sculpt little by little, and that the joy of sculpting yourself, I think that is very, very important. Number 7 is the fear of being too much. I think that you need to let it go. Because for majority of people, when you pursue greatness, when you pursue actual greatness, not just good things, when you pursue greatness, you always will be too much. You will care too much. You will act too much. You'll develop too much. Because everything will be too much comparing to average people, comparing to mediocrity. But that's okay. Compare yourself with greatness. Compare yourself with greatness. How they are doing. When you realize that you are exactly, maybe even below greatness, That means you say like, I'm not too much. I'm too much for other people who do not have my vision. But I'm exactly where I'm supposed to be based on my pursuit, my vision. And I think that fear of being too much is very, very common when you surround yourself with people who have goals for themselves and they're pursuing. But those goals are different. It's not better or worse. There's not worse or great, better. But the most important part is that is goal is yours. There's never too much. The last one that we need to really understand that we need to let it go is your old life, your old you. I think sometimes we really want to be in two places at the same time. I want you to really have old friends. I want you to have old habits. I want you to have old life. I want you to have old place. Everything old. But I have a new habits as well. A new life, a new greatness, everything. You're not able to do that. You're not able to be both places. And again, the most important part is people who try to be in two places will never be neither one, neither second. So being able to let it go, one of the lives. Do you want to let it go the new life, or do you want to go let it go the old life? Which one do you want to cut? You're able to really look back into it really and appreciate all life, but you're not able to really live the all life anymore. And that's again one of the most important things. Because I really love that the rebirth requires death of old you. And are you willing to go through that? Are you willing to really destroy everything sometimes? Because if you think about looking what because sometimes when you look in life it seems that everything majority 90% of life is not going well. So that means what we need to do, we need to destroy 90% of our life. So you can have 100% of life that we really enjoy. We'll never have 100%, there's no perfection, but really destroying the parts of you, of your life, it doesn't work. I think that is again, we need to really let it go. It's not easy, but it must be done. Again, yesterday shared was speaking. What's more important? Have comfort of all life, or have ability to pursue greatness? And that's the question that you need to answer yourself. So I hope you choose to win, and see you tomorrow.